My beloved child, you often ask, "Where are you, Lord?" And today, I want to show you. I want to tell you about one of my sons, Robert. You know him now as Pope Leo XIV. I knew him when he was just a boy with quiet faith, when he stood at the crossroads between the glory of the world and the way of my cross. In 1975, Robert stood before the gates of earthly success. Harvard Law had opened its doors to him. He could have pursued prestige, wealth, and recognition. He could have worn the world's crown. But he laid it down. He heard my voice in the stillness, not in thunder or applause, but in the gentle cry of the poor, in the whisper of the forgotten, in the rustle of mountain winds across the villages of Peru. And he followed me. He left comfort, and found me in the dust. He didn't choose the easy road. He chose the narrow path, the one that wound through mud huts and hunger, through sickness and sleepless nights. He chose the people I love dearly, the ones the world forgets. When he left everything behind and moved to the mountains of Peru, Robert became one with the people. He didn't just visit them, he dwelled with them. He learned their language, not just Spanish, but the sacred Quechua, the tongue of the Incas, the heart of a people still waiting to be seen. He walked for hours, sometimes days, to bring food, to pray, to carry the sick on the back of a mule. He knelt beside barefoot children and taught them numbers under collapsing roofs. He wept with grieving mothers under star-filled skies. And every time he gave of himself, he found me there. Because that is where I am, in the least of these. He became a shepherd, not a ruler. While his friends back home became lawyers, doctors, and leaders, Robert became something else. A servant. He never sought power. He never needed titles. He only needed me. The world didn't see him then, but I did. Heaven noticed. Because when you serve the least, you serve me. When you weep with those who suffer, I weep with you. When you sit on the dirt to hold an old woman's trembling hands, you are on holy ground. And so I lifted him up, not because he chased influence, but because he chased me. From the mountains to the world. Years passed. The church took notice. The Augustinian order called him back to lead. He was given responsibility over thousands of priests across 40 nations. But he never changed. He still wore his old sandals. He still listened before he spoke. He still refused luxury. Because Robert knew, without love, knowledge is nothing. Without service, position is empty. Even when he was called to Rome, to the heart of Vatican leadership, he carried the same spirit of humility. When I raised him to the role of Archbishop and then Cardinal, he carried the same burden for justice, truth, and compassion. And finally, I called him to serve as Pope Leo XIV. The first American-born pontiff. The first from the Andes' forgotten villages to the throne of Peter. He walked with the forgotten, and I walked with him. He is known now across the globe. But I remember him best in the silence. I remember him praying beneath open skies. I remember his tears when a child died. I remember the nights he questioned if he was enough. I remember how he held on to me even when the road was dark. My child, leadership in my kingdom is not about titles. It is about presence. It's about kneeling, listening, and loving when no one else does. Robert never led to be seen, he led to be with. With the poor, with the broken, with me. He stood for truth, no matter the cost. As Pope, Robert faced many storms. He did not avoid them. He took a bold stand for those wounded by the Church, calling for justice, healing, and transparency. He declared that there would be no tolerance for abuse of any kind. He did not speak only for the strong, he raised his voice for the silenced. He reminded my people that justice is not a suggestion, it is a command rooted in my heart. And still, he remained humble. He didn't seek applause, he sought obedience. He didn't cling to power, he washed feet. Even as he walked the marble halls of Rome, his soul remained in the mountains, with the hungry, the sick, and the unseen. A life of quiet fire. You may never see all the fruit of his labor. But I see it. I see the countless lives touched by his compassion. I see the priests inspired by his example. I see the broken hearts mended by his quiet presence. Even now, he returns to the places that shaped him. He still prays in Quechua. He still sits in the dirt. He still holds the hands of the old and listens to their stories. Why? Because he knows, my kingdom is built on moments like these. My message to you: you may never become Pope. You may never speak to millions. But that's not what I need. I need hearts like his. Hearts that say yes. Hearts that choose me over comfort. Hearts that see the one, not just the crowd. Hearts that believe greatness is found in quiet service. You don't have to move to Peru to follow me. You just need to open your door, your hands, your heart. To your neighbor, your co-worker, your family. To the hurting, the overlooked, the difficult, the forgotten. When you serve them, you serve me. Well done, good and faithful servant. Robert, Pope Leo XIV, is not perfect. No leader is. But he is faithful. He chose me over the world. He chose love over ambition. He chose presence over platform. He chose the cross over comfort. And when his day comes to leave this earth, I will greet him with joy. And I will say, well done, good and faithful servant. You walked with me in the dust. Now walk with me in glory. My child, in a world drunk on fame and power, remember his story. Remember that real greatness is born in hidden places. That true leadership smells like sheep. That love looks like sacrifice. And know this: if you follow me, even into the hard, the humble, and the hidden, I will walk every step with you. Just like I did with him. With all my love. Jesus, your shepherd, your savior, your king.